my lovelies, I hope you're all doing well. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Raveena, a certified professional organizer and counselor. I upload videos about home organization, decorating, and cooking. Since I did my earlier refrigerator organization video, I've gotten a couple of requests to show my other fridge as well. For those of you who are new, it's very common in Malaysia, where I live, to have a kitchen for entertaining and a wet kitchen where all the cooking takes place. And while I would love to have a French door fridge, this system of having two smaller fridges works really well for my family because there's a very clear demarcation of which items go where. So if you want to check out my previous video, the refrigerator that has all our fruits, yogurt, and snacks, as well as easy to put together meals like sandwiches and salads, then you can click on the card above. This fridge, on the other hand, holds all our fresh produce for cooking. We do a lot of cooking. We cater to our adult children who come and go at all hours of the day, my parents who live next door, and of course my husband and myself. We try to eat healthy as much as possible and to limit takeout and fast food, so it's really important that my fridge is organized and stocked for cooking quick, healthy, and delicious meals. Now let's take a look at the inside of my fridge. I'm going to start with these vegetable drawers at the bottom here. We buy our vegetables once a week from the farmer's market. That means we actually buy quite a lot, and it becomes very easy to overbuy. So it's very important to restrict yourself to buy only what you need. The best way to do that is, of course, to menu plan. By menu planning, you know what you already have and what you need for the week. I do have a video on menu planning on this channel, and if you haven't already watched it, or if you want to refresh your memory, you can click on the card above. On the left is where I keep all my leafy green veggies as well as all the chilies. As you can see, I keep my vegetables in these gorgeous mesh bags. I bought the material and made these especially for my fridge in 2 different sizes, and I really love them. They are so functional because they are made of perforated material that keeps the vegetables ventilated and at the same time keeps them organized and separated from each other. I also prefer zippers to the readily available drawstring ones because nothing spills out. And here on the right, I keep the larger vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower as well as bell peppers. By organizing them this way, I can easily see what I'm looking for, and when I pull something out, everything else remains tidy. Plus, this way, I won't end up leaving 1 carrot or French bean in the fridge to go bad. Right above that, I have a couple of clear acrylic bins for more vegetables. On the left, I keep all my tomatoes. I usually stock up on tomatoes for curries and soups. Next to that is my meal prep bin. As I said earlier, my kids sometimes come home really late or leave really early. I honestly don't even cook for my children unless I know they're going to be home. But instead, I always have prepped ingredients in the fridge so they can cook if they're hungry. Some of the prepped items that I usually keep are chopped carrots, diced peppers, mushrooms, some shrimp or chicken, and maybe some cooked tofu. This way, it doesn't take them long to cook a healthy meal. Of course, if they're still in the mood to cheat and they just feel like having some comfort food, I like to keep something even easier right here on the right. Usually it's a frozen meal or 2, and this week it's frozen pizza, which they can just pop into the oven. Now on the next shelf is where I keep the leftovers. As you can see, I limit our leftovers to these 4 containers right here. At the moment, I've just got some rice, some cooked quinoa, and some cream of mushroom soup. And I have this 1 empty container which has been washed and put right back here for the next meal. If there are any leftovers after my kids have cooked and eaten, they know exactly where to put away the extra. I found that limiting the real estate dedicated to leftovers keeps my refrigerator much more manageable, and I stay much saner. At the same time, making large batches of grains like rice, quinoa, or pasta over the weekend also cuts down cooking time during the week. And over here on this turntable, I keep a set of these ball mason jars. These jars are dedicated to storing leftover items from open cans, which makes it very convenient, especially if I'm not using the entire can of something, like say, for example, canned tomatoes. This way, the taste and fragrance of the items are also retained. These jars originally come with metal lids, but I replaced them with these plastic ones I found on Amazon to prevent rusting. The next shelf is what I call my protein zone. As you can see, I have an egg container which holds 14 eggs. Next to that, I have a bin which holds all the different tofus. Another reason we cook quite a bit of lentils and tofu is because my mom and daughter are vegetarians. And to be honest, we all enjoy tofu. And over on this side, I keep a large container which usually has some meat I'm thawing for our Sunday family dinners or to make ahead for the week. Right now, I have just got 6 chicken breasts sitting in some Cajun-style marinade. And this is the top shelf where I keep a lot of other cooking items that we use regularly. Over here is the dairy bin, which has some sticks of butter, salted and unsalted, and some cooking cream. Next is the cheese bin, and as you can probably tell, we love our cheeses. I like to wrap them in parchment paper once they've been opened to keep them fresh for longer, and I've just written the name of each cheese on top. Unlike us, if you don't go through your cheeses fast enough, you might want to add the expiry date under the name. And on the right, this basket just holds a few different condiments and sauces we use for cooking, such as pesto, cranberry sauce, ginger and garlic paste, and lime juice. Moving on to the door of the fridge. At the very bottom, we have kept 2 bottles of cool, filtered water for drinking. Next to that, I have a jar of fresh milk. I don't have to worry about the temperature fluctuation on the door, as we do finish the jar of milk within a day. And here's a jar of homemade vegetable broth. And on the right, I have put my spring onions and parsley in these 2 little vases filled with water. I found that by keeping herbs in water, it keeps them fresh much longer, and it's really easy to snip off some for garnish as well. Above that, I have some plastic squeeze bottles where we keep our sauces like ketchup, mayonnaise, and even oyster sauce. Using these bottles means I can get a lot more into this narrow shelf and still have room to grow. Again, if they're not in use, they just stay right in there for easy access for when I do need them. And on the next tier, I have another set of mason jars, and these just hold my seasonings. I have just used my label maker to label the jars. Similarly, up here, I have these jars for my spice blends. For those of you who have been with me for a while, these jars were in my spice drawer, but now that I have changed my system, I have moved the jars here. Now let's move on to the freezer. I have 2 freezer drawers, and this one on top is for my vegetarian items, while the bottom one holds all the meats. Now, I really like the drawer concept for our freezer, but to keep these drawers even more organized, I have divided them using these dollar store baskets. As you can see, this side is almost exclusively dedicated to French fries and potato wedges, while this side keeps all the frozen vegetables, falafels, and meat substitutes. And lastly, in this bottom drawer, I have 3 bins. One for sausages and deli meats, one for uncooked meat, and a slightly narrower one for items such as pre-smoked chicken. So friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video on how I have organized both sections of the refrigerator in my kitchen. I hope you will take back some ideas on how to get the most. out of your fridge as well. And let me know which jars or containers you like best. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for more organization videos. Until the next video, this is Raveena saying happy homemaking.